Good morning, gentlemen. I hope you're well. Today I'm going to teach you how to launch your own stablecoin on Solana and BNB chain. It's pretty much the same concept. Now, I feel like I've stumbled on an infinite money glitch, and it's also a cool project for you to work on and make. You can see here, this is my stablecoin, which has volume. We have $5,000. This is on Solana in volume. Now, off that $5,000, I'm earning fees from it. So I've put up some collateral. So I put a few $100s into it as other stable coins, and it's earning me fees. So I've took no risk and I'm earning free fees for life, basically. As long as it maintains the peg, which I'm going to teach you how to do. But please follow this video well. I'm going to show you the whole process, how to set things up. Try to stick to it as best as possible and message me if you have any problems. We're not going to be using any third-party tools in this video. We're going to be doing everything ourselves as well. So follow along. Now, I've had complaints previously that I go too fast, so I'm going to try and slow it down so it's a in-depth guide. So this is my BSC one as well, which is maintaining its peg. Well, it's above peg, which is fine. And we've also got $1,000 in volume as well. Now, the beauty of it is, here's where the money glitch comes in. I minted $1 million on both chains. So I minted my own stablecoin, $1 million, and then I put a few $100s into the liquidity pool with USDT and Tether as well. So USDC and USDT. I'll show you the liquidity pools. So I'm now farming on a one-sided position. So I took my stablecoin and I'm farming Solana for free. Those stable coins came from nothing. I minted them out of thin air. And now I'm earning Solana. I'm also yield farming one-sided Tro, which is a meme coin. So I put $100. But I'm essentially using $1,000 simulated and I am earning fees. So these fees that are coming in are basically free money. I've put very little risk to it. I put, like I said, look, a couple of $100 into it. So I put in $150 of Tether, 150 in maybe USDC, and then like $30, $40, different ranges and stuff. I'm still experimenting. This one here is just my stable coin. So if it depegs upwards, so it starts to try and move to $1.01, this will all swap it to Tether. So it's like just an insurance policy. So think of it as all my stable coins up here to stop it bouncing really, really high. So I've got it set at now at $1. So I'm hoping it's going to stay around that range. Also, when I earn fees, I earn it in my own stable coin, and that will basically it causes a supply shock. So eventually the price will just shoot up and this will all swap to Tether. I'm going to probably put like $10 million in there eventually. These are tests and I am going to redeploy with larger liquidity later on. But we've maintained the peg and I am earning fees. So to put it in perspective, I've put in maybe $300 to $500, I can't remember, worth of USDT and USDC, and I am now earning probably over $1 a day. Now, with that $1 a day, let me explain the concept. I can put it back into the token to make the liquidity thicker. The buys are larger, it can support larger buys, things like that, and my fees become higher. So it's a snowball effect. Also, I can take that, keep it in a treasury. So if it depegs, I can buy back the token and push it back to $1. Also, I can pair it with other things, or I can lend it out. So I can lend this money out. I can essentially lend my own stablecoin that I minted out of thin air. I can lend that out, charge an interest and earn from that. Or I could stake my yield that I've earned and then use that yield to buy back the token, buy treasury bonds. That's what most of them do. Stuff like that. Anything that brings a yield. Put it in a savings account. God knows what. But you can see here, there is volume. It's pumping in. So let's get to the waffle part over and let's get to the deployment. So we're going to do it on BSC. The same concept applies. You need to just mint an SPL token on Solana and then do exactly the same concept I'm going to show you here. So this is my stable coins contract. You can use your own contract. You can make your own. I'll leave this somewhere so you can download it If you want some amendments, we can have a chat as well. If it's quite quick to do, I can probably do it for you. But if it's something complex, no. So this is a collateralized stablecoin, meaning it's one-to-one backed with USDT and USDC. Now, if you want, just change the name everywhere you see KUSD, change it in the contract. Yeah, do that. So you'll just change it every single space you find. You don't have to change it here, but I would advise to. And this has a pre-mint of 1 million tokens. So here we have 1 million tokens that is going to be minted. That only happens once. In order to get the stablecoin, you have to buy it from LP after that, or you have to deposit USDT or USDC, which I'm going to show you how to do. So it's a collateralized one. So even if it depegs, let's say my token depegs, you've deployed it, it depegs down to, I don't know, 99 cents. What you can do is you can buy on a DEX that stable coin and then collect the USDT from the contract. You can make a front end website for it, but it's basically people are gonna, that buy pressure that people come in to get that cheap tether will bring the price back up. Likewise, if it goes up, then you can obviously just mint more and then sell on the stable coin and then collect the tether as well. So it basically does it for you. Like there's an incentive for people to keep the peg on this token. Anyway, let's get back to the deployment. So you don't have to change anything else. Obviously, there is a few functions. There's like a pause function in this contract while I was testing. So it's a very simple contract, 72 lines. And you can use a normal contract if you want. There's nothing special about this contract. You'll see there's no major functions. All you need to do is copy it in and then make sure the Solidity version compiler is set correctly. Go here, connect your wallet obviously, and we're going to go browser extension. So this one is going to be the initial owner. I'm going to keep it exactly the same wallet like so, and we're going to deploy this. So once it's deployed, it should, unless nothing's changed in the contract, you can copy it here, and we're going to go and find our contract now. So our contract's here. This will automatically verify it because I've got the same contract I've deployed. Now, if you want, if you need to, copy the contract and there'll be a section where you have to verify it. If you need help again, message me with that. But all you need to do is click single file, copy this contract in, don't change anything. Copy it in, single file, click your version, and then just click OK. And next page it will go to, then you just click optimization, click yes, and then it should verify it. So now we have our contract. We have to do two things now. So we have to go and take our contract address, and we're going to just approve the contract to allow it to basically use Tether and USDC. So we're going to just put our contract address, don't put your wallet, and then type in like a very, very large number like that. So it's 118 zeros will be $1, and I think it's pretty much the same. Write that function and it will go through like so. Actually, let me do it now so we can, let's do a proper tutorial, eh? So we're just going to write that function here. Now what this does, it allows your contract to hold and use Tether. So the same way when you swap a token, it asks you to approve. You're going to do the same thing like so. So once we've done that, we're going to do the same here. Now this allows deposits and withdrawals. So I have $1 million minted in my wallet as well. So add that to your wallet. So we're going to import our token here. Oh God. So we've got our new KUSD, and then we've got our $1 million here. So now we have our token, everything running, but now we're going to actually deposit. So what you're going to do is you're going to deposit you have to put your stablecoin address. So you put the Tether address into here. So you say, so that took a little while. I had to speed up the video. So I've literally just approved my contract in the Tether one, and I've done it on USDC, and I've also done it on my contract. So I approved Tether each way. Now, all I need to do now is deposit. So you put Tether's address in here and you put your amount. So always test this before you even deploy any liquidity, things like that. So it's always 18 zeros. So you just want to, let's try and do like a dollar so we can have a quick look. Let's just go with that for now. And what it's going to do is we should receive our stablecoin. So in the transaction, it will tell you like so that we have paid for the token with Tether. So in the contract now, we should have USDT. Let me just go back. And if we just refresh here, we can have some Tether in here. Now always check the withdrawal, because what you don't want to do is obviously have a minute where you're like, oh my God, I've deposited $10,000 and now I can't get it out. So always test and check. You don't need that function because you can collateralize it with the LP, but here in theory, we should be able to just withdraw this amount. Once that's done, you know later on you're going to need that for now. So we're going to withdraw our Tether here. So let's just show you the function. There is a pause function. Like I said, I'm going to probably take that off. I don't really need it if you prove everything like so. So now we have a contract deployed, stablecoin contract, but we don't have our stable coin. There's nothing made. So you're going to do two things I need you to do now. This is the important part. That's actually the easy part. We're going to create a liquidity pool now. So we're going to get our contract address and we're going to create you can go with a safe V2 for now. And we're going to put our stablecoin here like so. And then we're going to put probably USDT. We're going to price it at $1. So put in any amount you want. I would say if you've got $1,000, let's say, you want to put in about $100 here. And don't forget, you're going to enable, and add it. Once that's up, you've got your stablecoin. That's only there, the V2 will probably not get used a lot. That's only there to protect if it depegs. Then I need you to start adding a V3. Now you're going to do two pools. You're going to make a 1% range. So you're going to go here and you're going to go 0.01. You're going to go $1 again. And you're going to go with a tight range of 0.1. Then you're going to do maybe $100 like that. Then you're going to do $200 with a 1% as well. So make them both just to protect the peg early on. Then make a USDC exactly the same. So allocate your funds like 5%, 10% of what you're going to put in. Once you've got USDC and USDT, then leave it. Don't do anything. See if any volume comes in. After that, you're going to add a volume pair to it. A volume pair is BNB. So for example, you're going to add BNB to this. What BNB will do is it will bounce around up and down, up and down. Now don't put a large amount. If you've got $1,000 of just stable coins, then only put 5% worth. So you're going to put $50 to $100, if that. See how it moves and then introduce more to it. Then you can use your stable coin. I left it for a few days, my one, and it was really high. It was like over collateralized because it's causing a supply shock. It's taking my coins out of the supply automatically. Then I got a bit greedy and we forced a depeg, a slight depeg, and then it bounced back up. And then I'm bringing it to $1. That's my goal here because it was slightly high. So I brought it to $1. I've manipulated the liquidity in that sense. But again, this is perfect. I'm earning fees from it. So in order for you to your first step is to prove the peg. You need to keep the peg active and you need volume on it. There's no point having a stable coin with no volume. Once you have the volume, then you can start to deploy some more liquidity. You compare it with on Ethereum, I mean on BSC, you can pair it with Ethereum, with Bitcoin. I can come in now and onto like my Solana one, and I can create a pool with my stablecoin like so, and I can choose. Well, let's choose Coinbase's uh, Bitcoin, and I can say, look, I want this pair, and I want to do a custom range, and I want to do a one-sided down. I'll do the numbers later, but just for math's sake, we use the 1%. So I'll do a one-sided down now. So if I do, oh no, that's up. We'll get there eventually, but you get the idea. So now I can put in $10,000 on a range all the way down to the bottom and just deploy that pool. And what I would do is I'm just putting up my liquidity. Now, the difference is, here's the part where it sounds too good to be true, and it probably is. If you put in $10,000 like so, and I've only put a few $100s, essentially I'm borrowing against my own liquidity. Now, over time, that won't be an issue, but very early on, what I would do is it will swap all once Bitcoin falls, it will swap everything into Bitcoin. It would drag all the liquidity out. You'll depeg, and then you'll end up with just your stablecoin and some Bitcoin. And that's not a bad position to be in, but you'll be at a slight loss. Now you need this to run. I need to be earning like, $10 to $50, $100 per day. Then I can start doing $10,000 because I can protect it. I can, live off the yield essentially. So it's an experiment that I'm running at the moment. I'm not marketing it. Look, I haven't even cleared the metadata. And if you want to deploy on Solana, it's an SPL token. It's all the same function. There's no special functions to it. You just set up the liquidity in the same way. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll leave my Telegram below. Do not message me that you've depegged if you haven't followed the video, but message me. We'll have a chat. I'm very interested in this. I'm going to obviously deploy a new one after this and then run it and see. I might actually, because it's a good business, and I realize now why everyone is launching stablecoins. So I wish you all the best, guys, and take care.